Welcome, everyone. My name is Kathy Weathersby. Happy Monday to you. I hope you've had an awesome weekend and are ready to face the week for all that it has in store. We kick off the week with our resident trichologist expert of 48 years and just so much knowledge that she gives us, encouragement, and, formulator actually of our hair SOS hair care system and our hand powered hair, which you'll hear about in just a few. We are also joined by our Chief Medical Officer of Wakana, Dr. Rita J. McGuire. These two professionals team up every week to share with you the good, the bad, and the restorative of of our hair care line, answer your questions and take on some of your challenges, giving you solutions and encouragement on how to use the SOS hair care system and a hemp powered hair to give you the best hair care ever. So we'll kick it off with just a little bit of information about our company. And as the company that sponsors Wakana, you definitely want to know more about what we're doing. And then I'll bring on Dr. Rita McGuire and I was going to say Dr. Mosley, and Doris Mosley will come on and talk to you guys about DHT and how the DHT blockers will assist with getting your hair in shape through the SOS hair care system. So let's get us started. I'm going to show my screen. Again, my name's Kathy Weathersby. It's my pleasure to share with you the information that kind of gets you started in really understanding what type of company we are, where our beginnings were, and how we've evolved. So let me grab that there. We kind of got started in 2019, so we're just 3 years old. But during that time, we've become the crown jewel of CBD. And let me just share with you a couple of videos that are really going to share with you what it is we've done and how we've affected folks' lives.
While so many industries struggled during the pandemic, the CBD industry grew over 30%. Welcome to Wakana. We offer natural and organically grown CBD products backed by our 30-day bottom-of-the-bottle guarantee. Our proprietary blends contain more than 15 essential oils like black. While so many industries struggled during the pandemic, the CBD industry grew over 30%. Welcome to Wakana. We offer natural and organically grown CBD products backed by our 30-day bottom-of-the-bottle guarantee. Our proprietary blends contain more than 15 essential oils like black seed and turmeric, which help in creating the ultimate entourage effect. We provide a certificate of analysis on all of our CBD-infused products. These tests are conducted by one of the top ISO labs in Florida to ensure quality and potency inside of every batch. We are one of the few companies in the world who conduct full panel testing to confirm our ingestible products are free of pesticides, mold, and other dangerous compounds. The foundation of Wakana is based on 4 pillars, including health, wealth, legacy, and freedom. According to the current CBD market, there is a tremendous opportunity for you to launch your own dispensary with Wakana. You can retail products online, earning from 20 to 50% of the commissionable volume. By launching an online dispensary, you can win the loyalty of your customers by offering the hottest products like edibles, flower, hair care, tinctures, and topicals. Wakana isn't just a company. We are a movement. During the pandemic, we grew over 100% and expanded our headquarters from 1,000 to over 5,500 square feet. We have over 10,000 customers and a 5-star online rating from our satisfied customers and distributors. So what are you waiting for? Start partnering with one of the fastest growing and most reputable CBD companies in the world. Wakana, the crown jewel of CBD.
It just made sense to me. It was more so about teaching people a more natural way to be healthy.
we had the opportunity not only to just get the 40 acres, but also get the mule.
In the waters where the sharks and piranha swim. Remember, couldn't see the sky, it was kinda dim. I never broke, I ain't got that kind of skin. They never should. Back for the crown again, royalty. If you got the time, we're gonna talk about loyalty.
I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis at age 17, and now at age 51, I'm finally getting the relief that I need from my arthritis without all of the side effects.
I have witnessed thousands of people overcome so many challenges, chronic long-term challenges that they've not been able to really overcome with traditional pharmaceutical medication.
I went and played golf this year, and normally when I play for the first time after 18 holes, I'm really sore. I took my Impranium in the morning. I used some of the pain cream, on my knees, and it's like I hadn't played at all.
Well, Wakana isn't just a company, even though you can say it is a company, but we really formed this from the beginning to be a movement. We knew that the cannabis industry really had not catered to those who unfortunately were the victims of the war on drugs, and that was minorities, African Americans. And so in starting Wakana, it was really giving birth to an idea that we as African Americans, we as minorities, we as Black and brown people could absolutely play a big role in this. So we see this as a company, a movement that will absolutely revolutionize and change the cannabis industry and help impact minorities all around the world.
While so many industries struggle during the...
So there you have it. That is how Wakana was put together, is so that we offer an opportunity to those that have suffered and lost out on the health and wealth benefits of the cannabis plant. It's part of our vision to help end that negative stigma about cannabis. In fact, our mission is to be a catalyst to stir that movement that inspires people to confidently move into the legal space as entrepreneurs and formulators and investors, evoking the courage and the strength of people to take back their health, wealth, legacy, and freedom. So these are the four co-founders that you saw in the video there, and you'll get a chance to meet in just a moment our chief medical officer. They're pictured on the left, Dr. Rita J. McGuire. She is our health pillar and really represents such a blessing we have, where you have a traditional doctor with over 30 years of experience as an obstetrician gynecologist becoming an expert on cannabis, and now an instructor for trichologists. Well, with her expertise, it was sought after by the Illinois legislature to consult her to get her opinion about adult use cannabis in the state of Illinois. Dr. Patricia Van Pelt is our president and our wealth pillar. Wonderful person to represent our wealth pillar, because she helps set our mindset as an entrepreneur and a guidance in that arena. She's also an evangelist and serving as a third-time state senator, hopefully going for her fourth. But with that guidance, we're able to really build our wealth legacy through her. Melissa Boston is our visionary and our CEO. She represents our legacy pillar. And she actually retired from corporate America after realizing that all of that hard work didn't give her any time freedom. She was asked to get back into corporate America by a mentor who owned another cannabis company. Her prowess took that company from $8,000 a month in revenue to over $250,000 a month in revenue. When the vision for Wakana was born, it was absolutely time to move on and build a legacy. Then Phyllis Nash is our Chief Sales Officer. She represents our freedom pillar, and she actually epitomizes freedom. She's one of those people who's a lifelong entrepreneur with over 35 years of experience in both traditional and in home-based business. She represents our freedom pillar by being a leader from the front. She's our first diamond, our first double diamond, and we affectionately call her the midwife of Wakana, as she really helps to push us to the next level. Now, this is our medical advisory board headed up by our Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Rita McGuire. These professionals come from all walks of the professions. We're talking about other physicians and nurse practitioners and RNs, PharmDs, chiropractors, dentists, and they not only use the products to affect change in their lives, but they also recommend our products to their patients. And that type of confidence is irreplaceable. We just are so proud to have these professionals in our midst. Now, what is CBD? I'm going to go ahead and bring up Dr. McGuire so that she can talk to you about that. Again, as I mentioned, Dr. McGuire is a professional with over 30 years of experience and over 8,000 families that she's touched by delivering as much or more of those babies into lives in both the Caribbean and the United States. She's an instructor for trichologists, and she uses her knowledge to be able to share with how CBD and other organic ingredients can really assist with any kind of hair issues. So without any further ado, I want to bring up Dr. McGuire, Dr. Rita J. McGuire. She's going to tell us more details about our products.
Hi, thank you so much, Kathy, and welcome to all of our guests and our business partners. We've got a great crowd this afternoon, Kathy and Doris. We have over 30 people on the line, so super excited about that. And you know, Kathy, I loved when you said the good, what did you say? The good?
I said the good, the bad, and the restorative.
I love that. The good, the bad, and the restorative.
I did too.
We've got to coin that package. So as Kathy stated, I am Dr. Rita McGuire. Just call me Dr. Rita. And excited because I'm an obstetrician gynecologist, as she said, by profession. But last November, I obtained my certification to teach trichology students. So trichology is the study of the disease of the scalp and the hair. And we have products here at Wakana that absolutely address diseases of the scalp and the hair follicle. We're going to talk about a very interesting topic this afternoon. So when we talk about our hair line system, our Save Our Strand hair care system, just know that our products are enhanced with CBD. We're going to talk about what CBD is and really how it works to help to restore our hair, to maintain our hair, and even address diseases of the scalp and the hair follicle. So the FDA disclaimer, just know that we can't make any claims, that these statements have not been approved by the FDA, and they're not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. So please, if you're having any issues, if you're under a doctor's care, if you're on medication, just loop your physician in. Make sure that your physician knows that you're starting CBD products, and even when they're topical, it's good to make sure that your physician is aware. So where does CBD come from? CBD is an abbreviation for cannabidiol. And yes, CBD comes from the cannabis plant. Now, what's interesting for me, 4.5 years ago, I didn't realize that there was a part of the cannabis plant that didn't give you a high. The only thing I knew about cannabis was marijuana, that negative stigma, right? So we're here to end that negative stigma. And just to let you know that there is a species called hemp that gives you the health without the high. And the way it does that is, one, it has very small amounts of the part of the product that gives you the high, the THC. In fact, it has less than 0.3% or less of THC, but it has a lot of CBD and other cannabinoids that give the body what it needs to put it in balance. So hemp is where all of our CBD products are sourced from. All of our products are tested. All of our products that are ingested internally have a full panel of certificate of analysis, letting you as consumers know that our products are safe and effective. They're free from mold, mildew, heavy metals, pesticides, and all of those awful things that can harm you, as well as our products do not give you a high. There's no psychoactive component at all. So when we look a little bit more closely at CBD, CBD or cannabidiol has many medicinal benefits to the body, but today we're going to concentrate on the hair. We're going to concentrate on the skin. We're going to concentrate on the scalp. We're going to concentrate on the hair follicle. Just know that CBD or cannabidiol has benefits. In fact, it is the #1 anti-inflammatory compound in the world. It's 20 times more potent in reducing inflammation than your Motrin or your Aleve or your ibuprofen. But when we talk about inflammation in the scalp, that causes issues. That causes excessive shedding. It causes hair loss. It causes hair thinning. CBD also is a very powerful antibacterial. When we talk about a lot of diseases of the scalp, folliculitis, that pus that occurs sometimes in men when they get shaved at the barber, even women, CBD is a very powerful antibacterial and reduces bacterial infections in the scalp as well. CBD also helps to dilate the vessels. It's a vasorelaxant. So blood flow and blood supply, that is absolutely imperative to get to that hair follicle so that the nutrients can really nourish that follicle so it can grow. So CBD has many, many more benefits, but I really wanted to concentrate on the fact it reduces inflammation, it reduces bacterial infections, and it also is a vasodilation. It helps to dilate those vessels so nutrients can get there. There are other cannabinoids like CBG, CBN, CBC, Delta 8, THC. All of these other cannabinoids work synergistically in our hair products to help the hair follicle and to help to stimulate the scalp. There's a lot of background noise, so we'll have whoever that is just mute your phones. Just know that when we reduce inflammation, reduce bacterial overgrowth in the scalp, we have a healthy environment for the hair to grow. And how does CBD do that? Well, there's a science. So it's no magical potion, it's no snake oil, but there's a science called the endocannabinoid system, and it is very vital in putting our body in balance. Even when we talk about the scalp, we talk about the hair follicle, we talk about the skin, these receptors in the body, when we consume CBD, when we put CBD in our hair as a shampoo or a moisturizer or as a tincture, it binds to receptors in the skin. It helps to reduce, again, that inflammation, reducing bacterial overgrowth, and helps to bring nutrients by dilating those vessels. That's how CBD works. So yes, in our skin, the largest organ on our skin, there is skin on our scalp. CBD binds to these receptors, CB1 and CB2, and you can see here, there are receptors there where the hair follicle is. There are receptors that are helping to restore our hair, helping to reduce inflammation, helping to really restore a healthy head of hair that we're all looking to maintain or to regain if we've lost. So CBD, in addition to its anti-inflammatory and its bacteriostatic effects, there's other receptors like TRPV4 that actually help reduce psoriasis, seborrheic dermatitis on the skin, and even acne. So today I'm going to bring up my colleague, Doris Mosley. Again, Kathy has really given her a great introduction. Over 40 years in the beauty industry, an icon, a cosmetologist, an educator, a trichologist, Doris Mosley. We're going to talk today about DHT and how it affects our hair and hair growth and how we can utilize our products to improve our hair. Doris Mosley, are you out there?
I am, and I always, from this point on, begin with "To God be the glory." I am here, I am surviving, and I'm so excited to see you, Dr. Rita and Kathy, because, you know, things could be a whole lot different. But thank God, thank God. And I wanted to share about DHT today because as I was scoping on Saturday, I seen a lot of hair strands was being deminiaturized, and that is a sign that DHT is present. So I said, you know what, people need to know that there are things that are lurking around their follicles that they don't even know about. But we do have in our hemp-powered hair, our rosemary oil that help block DHT. And I just want you guys to kind of follow me here for a minute, and I'm gonna take you through what happened with the hair strand. The hair is made up of a tough protein called keratin. And the hair follicle anchors each hair into the skin, which below that is the papilla. It's like the mother of hair. And the hair above, from the base of the hair, is the follicle. And the follicle is what nourishes the strand. And in the hair bulb, we have living cells that divide and grow to build the hair shaft. Now, the hair shaft is what is above the skin, and below the skin, we have the root. So when I hear somebody say, Dr. Rita, could you color my roots? Or could you color my roots? I was like, well, I don't think you want me to color your roots. We're gonna color that is above the epidermis, which is the shaft. And the shaft has three parts to it. It has the top layer, which is the cuticle layer. That layer is what protects the other two layers because there's three parts to it. When we look at the cuticle layer, we're looking straight into the second layer because the cuticle layer is transparent. So when you're looking at the cuticle layer, it is laid on the shaft like fish scales on a fish. Now, if you ever scale a fish or if you ever pay close attention to a fish, how they overlap. And that's what's happening with the cuticle layer. It's the protective layer. It's just like the wall, the windows and the doors of a house. If you didn't have those there, you wouldn't have protection. Then you look into the cortex layer, which is the second layer, and that provides the strength, the color, and the texture. So you're looking at the actual color through the cuticle layer. So we have to know all of this to know what happens when DHT is present. Then we have that third layer, and sometimes that layer is missing. That's the innermost layer. And it's the structure, which is now it's only presented in the larger strands. And there are three types of textures. We have fine, medium, and coarse. So those are the inner making of the hair shaft, which if DHT is present, which is dihydrotestosterone, that's where there's an enzyme that is released from the adrenaline gland, and that is called alpha 5. And what happens is it wraps itself around the follicle. And Dr. McGuire was just talking about the blood supply that goes into the follicle to keep it alive. Hair grows through 3 phases. It grows through the anagen phase, which is the growing phase. You want to keep it there as long as you could. Then from there, transition over to the catagen phase, and it starts to lose that blood supply, and it goes into the telogen phase, which is a shedding phase, which is a normal, but we don't want it to shed excessively. That's why we put clove into our hemp-powered hair oil so it can help minimize the shedding. So when DHT gets there, it's like the devil for the hair follicle. It chokes out the nutrients, it chokes out the blood supply, and soon you start seeing little tiny strands. But unfortunately, we don't really see that with the naked eye. But as I was scoping on Saturday, I seen a lot of that happening with the hair. And it was like, why is that little strand so tiny? I said, because it is being deminiaturized, and there's a good possibility. I couldn't diagnose, I'm not a doctor, but I said to them, there's a good possibility that you would have some DHT present, but you need to see a dermatologist to get that confirmed. And scoping, which Melissa talked about this morning, that we're going to get into, you can see from one pore to the other how the distance, you can't really see that with the naked eye, but it shows the distance between one strand to the next, and it shows that it is missing, how much, I'll call it landscaping, is missing. And people don't really notice that until they're about 51% on the losing side, and that is not good. So when we start incorporating scoping of the hair and the scalp, you're going to be surprised, as well as being able to see inflammation. And we're so excited about the fact that the pumpkin seed oil is in hemp-powered hair, because that helps get rid of inflammation. And you got to get rid of the inflammation, because that's what is causing people to really be sick. And I said to some of the people that I could see that was happening, I said, do you eat a lot of sugar? Do you drink a lot of sodas? Do you eat a lot of carbohydrates? And they was like, yeah, how do you know? Because it's showing up on your scalp. You're showing me that your pores are so clogged, and skin being the largest organ, especially of elimination, it can't even get out because of what's happening. And they were so shocked. They were ready to get our system. Our system includes our hemp-powered hair. Itchy scalps. What do we have? Black seed oil. We have cinnamon. Why do we have cinnamon? Because of the antioxidant. We have peppermint. What's the reason for peppermint? Peppermint is there to stimulate the blood circulation. We have such amazing organic certified oils that when they all come together, it's like a chain. And that chain is so tightly put together, it's hard to break it. It's going to go in there and do what it was designed to do. Then we have our system. I said to Dr. Rita and Melissa, we need a system. We got to first cleanse that hair. We got to cleanse that shaft that I was just talking about. We got to cleanse that cuticle layer so we don't continue to build up conditioner over conditioner. That's not going to work. We got to end up getting that off of there. So we have our renewing shampoo. Excited about it because it has oils that will cause that to be cleansed properly. We got to cleanse that scalp. We got to cleanse the oil. We got to cleanse all the buildup off of it. So we have our renewing shampoo made with essential oils and CBD. CBD, as Dr. Rita said, it brings the body back into balance. And that's what we have to have. We have to have everything in order. in order for this to work. So I'm excited about the rosemary or the provitamin. I'm excited about the hydrolyzed protein because hair is made of protein and moisture. So we have our moisturizing conditioner that is a part of the system. And I always tell people if they feel they need a deep cleansing conditioner, all you have to do, put the client under the dryer with a plastic cap or saran wrap. I personally like saran wrap, but you can do it with a plastic cap and deep moisturize that hair, especially if the person is wearing color or if the person is wearing a relaxer. You want to make sure you want to hydrate that hair, and our moisturizing conditioner has all of that in it. And I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am about this system and being able to share it. And then we have our detangler. We have our detangler, which is excellent because when you're wearing these stationary hairstyles that a lot of people like to wear, you're shedding. You're going to shed even if you don't have your hair out of braids or out of a weave, you're going to shed. So what happens to that hair is shedding, but it's not getting out. So our detangler, when it was formulated for after the shampoo, after the conditioner, then you towel dry and you put it on. But I found in taking our weaves, it was best used to spread on the braids to comb the hair out with ease. Because if you don't comb it out with ease, you're breaking off more hair. So our leave-in detangler is now a before and after a shampoo. And get excited, you guys, because I got a $100 tip one day because I made it so easy to comb out a weave. And the hair that would have been all tangled up was already off the head. And the client was so excited. The styling cream. Hey, the styling cream is maybe in a little jar, but it's a powerful cream. All you need is a little, about a pea size, depending on how much hair, the thickness of the hair, not the density, but not the size of the strand, but the density of the hair. If it's a lot of hair on the head, it could be fine, it could be medium, it could be coarse. You need a little styling cream, rub it in the hand, and it will emulsify. And you just put it in. Make sure each time you put an application of any of the product on, you towel dry the excess moisture out. So, because you want to make sure that the product is not being diluted, okay? That's important. So our styling cream, it won't clog your pores either, because I don't want nothing that's going to clog the pores, because when you have cells that are being generated faster than you can get them off the scalp, you don't want anything else that's going to clog the pores. And you want to make sure you rinsing properly too. You want to rinse each rinse as if it's the last rinse, because a lot of time product on the scalp is disguised, and you say, oh, I got dandruff, but no, you didn't rinse well. So you want to make sure you rinse well. And our Ooh Body Oil, oh my goodness, it was originally for the skin, but I said, you know what? Hair is an appendage of skin. So let me try it on the hair. And it works so good as a buffer for the heat. And let me tell you, we started using Ooh Body Oil in our hair product. We put it in our styling lotions to give it an extra boost of shine. Awesome. It smells really good. The clients love it. I put a little bit in their hand and let them rub it together, and they are amazed. So we have a system to save our strands. We just have to make a decision. And as I was scoping on Saturday, I said to the people, I was very honest, I don't know whether this product will work for everybody. I know it worked for me. And I would not be promoting it if it did not work for me. But I made a decision, Dr. Rita and Kathy, that I was going to use the product. And the decision came with a commitment. See, some people make a decision, but they don't make a commitment. And when you don't make a commitment, guess where the product ends up at? Definitely not in that picture I'm looking at, the shampoo. It definitely ends up in a drawer, in a cabinet. It ends up somewhere. And then you say, oh, you know what? It didn't work for me. Oh, yes, it does. It'll work for you. But Please give it a 6 months or more try with nobody else's product mixing up with it. And you will find out that you will have a product that will SOS, save our strands. And that's the mission that we're on right now, Dr. Rita, to SOS.
That is our mission. Oh, wow, great information as always, Doris. And I am just so excited that you were able to impact so many lives this past weekend and doing scalp scanning and really helping people understand the difference with
Yes.
the different parts of the hair. I was trying to show that diagram so that you can see it's the shaft that you're seeing that's
Yes.
outside of the dermis, and we can't get in color or that's under that, right? So it's the shaft part that we see, but we'd like to take some questions right now. If there's any questions, you can put them in the chat. I do want to thank Kathy also. I'm going to bring her up after we have questions. But at this time, if you have any questions about the products, about the use of the products, if there's anyone also on the line that wants to give a testimony about the products, we can take that as well at this time. Let me see. I'm going to look in the Q&A area, which is not, there's no there. Let's see if there's a question here. Can a person use this with scarring alopecia?
Absolutely.
So with the scarring alopecia, absolutely, you can use our entire system, which is our renewing shampoo, the moisturizing conditioner, the leave-in detangler, styling cream, and the Oud body oil. Also, absolutely, you want to pick up that hemp-powered hair as either topical, or you can use our hemp-powered hair as a tincture underneath your tongue. But this is exactly what you need for scarring alopecia. And why does scarring alopecia occur in your experience, Doris?
You know what? Make sure I'm on. Yeah, okay. I was diagnosed with CCCA, which is scarring alopecia. It could be from inflammation. It could be from chemical services, because a lot of time the application of a relaxer, unfortunately, is placed directly on the scalp. Relaxers should not be placed directly on the scalp, although it is formulated for the hair, but it's scalp friendly. But the same thing it is doing to the hair, it is doing to the scalp. So it should not be directly applied to the scalp. It's going to make contact before the end, but it shouldn't be on there as long as it is on the hair. Also, color plays a part in scarring alopecia, as well as hot combs. There's a thing called hot comb alopecia. So all of those things play a part. So if you are dealing with scarring alopecia, you should start eliminating some of that, if that's what you're doing, if any of those applies to you.
What if a person has psoriasis? How will this affect them?
In a healthy way, Absolutely. They should definitely use it, because first of all, like you said, we have CBD in there. And CBD is just one of the ingredients that, help. The body is looking for CBD. So we're giving the body what it's looking for. And I believe it will help a whole lot if we just focus in on our hemp-powered hair and our SOS system to cleanse the scalp. I've seen so many scalps that look like they had an oil. It looked like the Gulf oil spill. And I was like, oh my God, that's clean up.
I sent you some of the pictures from some of my clients that I did scalp scanning.
Yes.
The mom was putting sulfur 8
Oh
in
my
her
God.
daughter's hair, so it looked like an oil spill.
Yeah, it looked like the Gulf. I was like, let's get this cleaned up. We're gonna be the cleanup of the Gulf. And people were so happy. And they were videotaping their own scalps from the monitor. They were really happy. So I think we at Wakana is onto something.
Absolutely.
We got to get people ready, get people certified. And both of us can share how to read that, because you got to be able to read it.
Yeah.
And let people know we're not doctors, but we can see and they can see. It's not like we're looking and they are not. They're seeing what's happening. So this is going to be an awesome run when you guys get a hold to this scope and be able to share.
So let's talk about the scalp facial and why you would recommend to utilize a scalp facial and how it's done.
A scalp facial is a plus, and I see you have the directions. And we're going to come out with a brochure, Dr. Rita, that's going to have that. It's going to have other treatments, and it's going to have how to utilize the product to get maximum results. But it is done with our renewing shampoo. You mix it in a bowl, depending on how, not how thick the hair is, but how large the head is, because your concentration is on the scalp. So we're going to take a little of our renewing shampoo, no more than an ounce, usually covers, and you do a tablespoon of baking soda with about 6 drops of peppermint oil. And when I tell you, it is amazing. Then you go in, you mix that all together. Then you go in and you rotate the scalp with that upward motion. And why do you do upward motion? It's because you want to make sure the blood is coming to that area. Remember, the blood is what feeds the follicle. And you don't want to have, you want to stomp out DHT as much as possible. So you're going to do that and rotate that around. And once you finish the entire head, you're going to, I like to wrap up with saran wrap. And I leave it on for about 15 minutes. You don't need a dryer. The body heat is good. And after that, you shampoo it out and follow the rest of the procedure. You already have the shampoo in the head, just put a little water to it and shampoo it really good. But before you wrap the head up, just massage it. It feels good. And at that point, you want the client to enjoy the experience as well as get results. And you should have a scalp facial at least every 6 weeks. And if you're wearing a weave, immediately after you take the weave out, you should be doing a scalp facial. So it's an awesome treatment. And I like for the stylist to do it because you want to make sure you're getting it shampooed out properly. So get you a stylist. You can have them to call me and I can share with them how it's done for maximum results.
So there are the products that you'll need and the directions. We can post that on our Facebook page, as well as we'll get some brochures out. But the scalp facial is something that you absolutely want done on a regular basis. Yeah, that's old school, that sulfur 8. That's so, I didn't even know people still used it. I was like, Lord, what is in your hair? Let's see, the peppermint oil is stimulating. We hear this morning that Dr. Mosley will going to be doing training cosmetologists on how to use the scalp scope. Is that going to happen soon? That's going to be happening soon.
Oh.
I did the scalp facial on my scalp and hair was cleaner than ever. That's from Beatrice Foster. For a person who is using medication to treat alopecia, do you recommend that they stop using the meds and begin using the CBD hair products?
No, I never tell, let me see, making sure I'm open. I never tell anyone to stop their medications. That is for your doctor to tell you. I never get into that because I had a young lady, a stylist told a client to stop taking her diabetic medication because her hair was falling out. And I've told her, you should never do that. Let the doctor do what the doctor say you need to do to get off the meds. And then, you know, I don't know, Dr. Rita, you're a doctor. What do you tell them?
Yeah, I do the exact same thing. Reba, let me know what medication you're speaking of. Is it minoxidil? You can put in the chat what it is. But if it's something absolutely that's prescribed by a physician, you want to let your physician know that you want to start using CBD, and you want to always loop in that physician. Now, if you're using something over the counter that you've chosen to use, that's something different, like Rogaine is over the counter. That's something that you can absolutely start to reduce as you're using our SOS system, our Save Our Strand system, because what you are going to find out is that you're going to start really getting to the root of reducing inflammation and reducing the bacteria, and obviously doing all the things we teach here at Wakana, embracing a plant-based diet, hydrating, water, all of these things collectively, along with the products, are going to be very magical. So no, we never want to tell anyone to stop using medications that were prescribed to them, ever.
And Dr. Rita,
Yes.
A lot of those over-the-counter regrow your hair product, like the Rogaine and the Propecia and all of that, when you stop using it, your hair falls back out. So I put our product, hemp powered hair, to the test when I had the CCCA. Once my hair came back, and it took 8 months, I said, you know what? I'm gonna stop using this to see if my hair gonna fall back out. I stopped using it for 2 months. I didn't tell nobody, because you know how that is. I stopped using it, and I wanted to see for myself, and it did not fall back out. Then I knew I was onto something. And then when I had that fall, and it came out from the picture that you have, I said, you know what? Let me see if this gonna work for this. And you seen the picture, and I said, look, it's it. It's game over. This is a game changer, game over. Let's full speed ahead. So I'm so excited, and the people could feel it in my passion on Saturday. And most people who did have money, they was like, they wouldn't leave. They said, I'm not leaving until I get this system. And I told them, I said, but if you're not gonna be committed, don't do it. Don't do it. And so they was like, no, I'm gonna be committed. I said, okay, if you're gonna be committed, you're making a decision.
That's right.
But you gotta make a commitment. So I'm gonna see. We gotta move, we've gotta march in order and march with order.
Absolutely. So spironolactone is a medication that, yes, is absolutely prescribed. You want to talk to your physician before stopping the spironolactone, which is also a diuretic. Here is the scalp facial. Someone was asking for this again. You can screenshot this. We'll put it on the Facebook page as well. So that's for you there. And hopefully you can screenshot that. And here are the products you'll need. The SOS system, along with some peppermint and baking soda. Perfect. You are welcome, Gia. Okay, any other questions? Great conversation today about DHT, about our products, about CBD, about our scalp scanning. So exciting. A lot of exciting things happening. So if you're a guest on the line, please connect with the person that invited you